It's Kagurabachi time! Give me a break. My ex-wife just Give me a break. My ex-wife's wake just finished. I'm so sorry, but I simply had to thank the great hero, Takeru Hokazono! Kagurabachi 72.
I can see the future!
The Setsei War started when they invaded. The citizens of that small country were bloodthirsty savages by nature. Their bodies were resistant to the Dekenseki. Their invasion advanced steadily. As everyone knows, our heroes and the enchanted blades turned the tide. The heroes succeeded in eradicating the citizens of that nefarious small country. Thanks to our heroes, every last one of them was wiped out. Our country was protected. The sins you people committed and the disasters that will befall. I don't think that's what you came here to say. Yes, I know the truth. The events that led up to the eradication. The story the public doesn't know. When the Shinichi emerged, it turned the tables on the enemy. We waged a powerful counteroffensive, rapidly driving them back. The heroes encroached into enemy territory. At this point, the end of the war was in sight. The enemy flew a white flag. Bloodthirsty savages! We were taught to call them that from our textbooks, but in reality, human beings are individuals. Physiologically, that small nation's inhabitants had a unique genetic resistance to the Dekenseki, but they were still human. The royal family who led the invasion were exposed. They chose to surrender. In order to prevent further casualties, they signed a treaty, and for a time, peace was established.
I don't want peace. I want problems!
No, they must be annihilated. One of the heroes who had trod over countless corpses during the war went berserk. The strongest of the enchanted blades responded. The true realm of an enchanted blade conforms to its master, malediction. The abilities that the Swordmaster evoked were a force of pure obliteration.
Oh wow.
I'm sorry, can I take a second? This art is actually insane. This
is
is actually insane. This dude really did this on a week-to-week basis. Like, excuse me?
That's why he's taking next week off.
Yeah, this is why he's taking next
Yes,
week. Like, what the freaking world?
He's just like, my hands. It's also depressing as fuck because that's literally them.
Yeah.
Like, bruh.
In the immensity of that power, the Shinichi and the Swordmaster consumed each other. Then all reason vanished, and the calamity that ensued was beyond virtue or evil. The calamity that bested that small nation laid waste to roughly 200,000 lives. This is ridiculous. God dang! It was only afterward that the 5 other enchanted blade bearers were able to stop him. The Swordmaster remains locked away to this day. That's the real story of the cleansing of that country. The truth is, the Swordmaster is the worst murderer who ever lived. But this country was still in chaos, reeling from the invasion. To re-establish stability and avoid further confusion, they hid the truth and enshrined the Swordmaster as a hero who defeated an evil enemy. How much does he know? Does he know about what you did? How can we blame him? It was for the good of the future. Yes, the future. As for the reason for my visit, I've come to deliver a prophecy. A prophecy? Yes, prophecy. A prophecy? Yes. So long as the Swordmaster lives, that calamity known as the malediction will occur again in the near future in this country. What? Seichi Samura, you have a job to do for the future, for the prophecy. You're awake.
Who was that? A calamity? A job to do? Do you have to go somewhere, Dad?
You heard that? I'm not going anywhere. I mean, nice! Kabunabi headquarters. Long time no see, Samura. It's not like you to reach out. Yo, you've aged. Hollering like an old geezer. Aren't you cheeky? I'm still pretty spry for an old man. Care to spar? No, I'll pass. What's the matter? What, you gonna knock me silly? I remember when he was training Shiba wait, you trained Shiba, really? Shiba and Izami to fight. Borg. This man knew the truth about the Swordmaster. That's so! Only the core members of the Kabunabi and the nation's highest echelon know that. Perhaps he was involved back then. His voice and scent were unfamiliar. And this man, who knew the truth, said that the malediction would beset this country next. A prophecy. Huh. Yes, a prophecy. Well, it's like the dream of the monk of Tenryukin. A sort of divination with no clear evidence. A possible disaster. In other words, a prophecy. So it's possible. To prevent such a thing, the Swordmaster has been imprisoned deep underground, and the Shinichi has been sealed and isolated in a separate place. You do? I mean, as you saw, the Shinichi...
homeboy don't
kinda
be near the sword.
Proceed.
So that the two can never come in contact. But so long as the Swordmaster and the Shinichi remains in this world, that possibility exists. To extinguish it completely, we would have to execute the Swordmaster. But as you know, that's not possible. The internal contracts, these life and death spells are immensely sophisticated. It would have been extremely cumbersome to enact multiple spells at once. For that reason, Rokuhira used the Shinichi as its core and assigned it to the Swordmaster, his most trusted ally. Like a master-slave configuration, he linked them together to establish the contract. Unfortunately, I know exactly. Look, man, I've seen too many isekais like be talking about the master-slave situation. Like, now you're my master. And he's like, oh, and you get all extra strong and stuff like that. But you're a slave though. But then he don't treat you like a slave. So then you don't feel like one. But it's still like you still marked, bro. Like it's still bad. Like because of this configuration, if the Swordmaster at the nucleus dies, the bodies of the other linked sword bearers will deteriorate within days, and they will appear. What? Huh?
What type of fail-safe bullshit is that?
Buddy!
Why would you link all of them
to one
nude?
Like, why?
And it had to be the craziest motherfucker out of all of them.
He was like, oh, I trust this man. What? You crazy? Like shogi pieces that fall when the king falls, the enchanted blade bearers accept that risk as they enter the war. I still can't believe this. I can't believe this. How could they know their comrade would become their enemy? Because some going to turn evil. If we execute the Swordmaster, you and the other contracted owner of the enchanted blades will die. If we don't do something, calm down. This isn't like you. Yes, I understand. You're caring for your daughter now. So that's why you're concerned for the future. Yes, the possibility exists, but it's extremely slim. Very few people know that the Swordmaster and the Shinichi are under the tightest security imaginable.
Not tight enough.
As long as the Swordmaster and Shinichi are sealed and isolated, there's no concern. We don't need to sacrifice your lives for such a slim possibility. What the Swordmaster did is a horrible crime we must somehow atone for. But to the very end, the rest of you fought to save the citizens, not to kill the enemy. You are heroes. You've done enough. Let us handle the rest. You and your daughter have futures to live for.
God damn.
She has her eyes closed, but she can somehow sense the target? How? She's constantly imitating me. I guess she's getting the knack of it. The knack, huh? Oh God. Oh my God. Actually, she seems more afraid when she opens her eyes.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Closing her eyes eliminates extraneous thoughts. She can quietly concentrate and focus on wielding the sword. Incredible! Well, she is the daughter of the great Hiroseshi Samura.
Dad! Did you see that?
Yes, well done.
Right? I'm going to be the best fighter ever, and I'll protect you, Dad.
You can live for the future. Is that so? Well, I can't wait.
Aww.
You see, you like the relationship. Look at you. Look at you. Look at you. Ooh. This was a lot for a chapter. And don't worry, this man taking a break. This is something we're gonna have to analyze. I feel like
Probably
a little
like
later on.
you probably took the break more for us than himself, because next week we might have to just reread the goddamn chapter.
I mean, it's a lot to take in and a lot to even talk about, honestly, when it comes to the whole backstory when it comes to the Sante War, because this is just showing the fake history that we got and then the true history that's actually going on with these people. And of course, they surrendered, and there's a peace treaty that came on, which, I mean, I kind of expected, because, like, I mean, come on now, like, there's always two sides to a story, you know? It's never just pure evil on one end. And also, that wouldn't be a good story to kind of tell on anyways either.
But that country did still invade them. Like they did still invade like their country. I think the part that they left out was one. Excuse me. Was that one? They made them seem more like. I think that's the term that they used in there. More like savage and like
They're savages.
Didn't have any sense, and like, oh, that's why we had to wipe them all out, because all of them were like that. Where
Racism.
it's just like now, like when two countries are at war, not everyone in that country wants to be in that war.
Mm-hmm.
Like not
we're
everyone.
having something right now in real time happening that's similar to this that needs to stop. But
so like to not get into it, but like, you know, that's what really was going on, and they did give up. But then, you know, the 6 sword bearers like, no, they all need to die, and then freaking went batshit crazy.
Yeah,
like,
man, rookie heroes started making weapons. It said, all right, I got this one lined up, in my greatest creation, and I trust you, this man that I trust so hard.
I still think I'm calling it right now. That is Rokuhiro. That is Rokuhiro's son, or that is his brother. They are related.
True.
They are related in some way, shape, or form. They have to be.
Could be the father too.
Nah, he looked too young.
Yeah,
he looked too young to be a father. Like,
I mean, maybe the sword could have done something to him though, because I mean, look what this man looking like.
Honestly, I feel like son or brother or even like freaking nephew, second cousin removed. I don't fucking know, but it's someone that is someone he's related to. It has to be, or like a lifelong friend. Like they freaking met when they were like
something.
2
It's
or
like
something.
the fact that he has this kind of trust to do this and then to enact a plan of like every other sword bearer is connected to this man.
I'm hoping that was kind of like a fail-safe sort of thing. I feel like you could have come up
like the other sword bearers because he didn't like trust them then or something.
It could I don't think it's so much that. I think like, because obviously you can't use the enchanted blade unless you're like connected to it. Maybe he did that just in case, like, oh, if a sword bearer happens to lose their sword or something like that, the enemy can't use it because they're not linked to it. I don't know about the whole let's link it all to one fucking person.
Yeah,
I don't know why you had to do that part. Maybe that's a loophole in like connecting it to their souls or something like that. That's the only thing I can think of. But like, I feel like that was their failsafe, and maybe he had to connect them all to one person. Maybe I could be wrong. I don't know.
All I know is if Samura knows this information, which he does, then it just means that he has to find this dude, kill him. It should prevent this quote-unquote prophecy that's supposed to happen later on, whatever the case is, and be able to wipe them all out at the same time too. But you also need to make sure you take out the other side of the enemy as well. So he has some things he needs to do, which is why he's like overseeing so much stuff right now. So yeah. I see where he's kind of going with this, but at the same time, I don't know, the setup for some of this is just kind of ridiculous. It's just a little bit. It's just a little ridiculous.
Wait, so now that makes me wonder.
What?
Because he did that with the contract connecting all of the enchanted blades and stuff like that. Does that also include Chihiro? Because Chihiro's sword was made after the war.
Probably not.
But it's still linked to Chihiro. So
yeah, but like,
does that mean that Chihiro also falls under, if this dude dies, that he also would die?
You actually brought up a good question, because I do wonder about that, because it was made after.
Lie, that'd be really stupid if that was the case. I'm just saying.
Chihiro fights man. I finally beat him. Ugh, what? Oh man, the second time. Anna.
Break.
what are your thoughts on this week's chapter of Kagurabachi?
It was very, 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 very information dumping. Like, my head actually hurts, I'm not gonna freaking lie.
Yeah, this is one of those things where we're gonna have to reread, get some more information, definitely talk about this chapter as well. If y'all have any other ideas and things of that nature in the comment section, please, let's talk about this, because there's a lot going on.
Any other theories or anything like that? Like, do you guys agree that he's probably a family member? Or do you think he's a friend? Anyway, probably if I had to rate this chapter, I give it an 8.
I'll give it like a 7.5. This is like a freaking Hunter freaking chapter where everything was just like a bunch of talking and reading that you had to do. But it's very good information that we're getting out of this. But I don't like the idea of one man being the sole like connector to all the other suckers. Like that's such a wild thing to do, and like I understand trying to trust somebody, but like I don't understand why you would do something like that. That just seems kind of stupid to me. It's the same situation I was feeling when it comes to Samura's whole plan. Not that was kind of dumb. It's like this again here. It's like I don't know why every time he comes up with a plan, there's always some action to it that's kind of stupid to it a little bit. but I digress. I get a 7.5. It's a solid chapter this week though. I did enjoy it. Definitely a reread that needs to happen though when it comes to this whole Setsei Warrior, all the information. I do appreciate that. Also, I will say again, art was like fantastic on this chapter this week. The details that this man was putting in, he did not have to go this hard, but he really did. So you deserve this freaking next week's break. Okay, you did your thing. You did your thing. Okay,
you gave us enough to last us the extra week.
So like I said again, please tell us in the comment section below what y'all thoughts are on this week's chapter of Kagurabachi. Like the video, helps with the algorithm, push out to you guys more for the Kagurabachi bros to come up in here to bachi our bros all day. Okay? And subscribe to the channel because we do this every time Kagurabachi comes out. No matter what, we will always be here. Okay? Okay. So, me and Anna will see you in the next one. Until then, people, break out.
I guess it is.
No, it's not that time. Are you okay?